Today we try out the Volvo C40 Recharge Twin. Twin engine, 408 horsepower. And this car, it pops a little bit more than the XC40, which is very popular. Volvo also holds its head high by stating that this is their first fully electric car built from the base up. You can only buy this car online like with the Polestar cars. You choose trim level, you choose motor, and then you choose some extras. You can go for subscription on this car and you can change it within 3 months notice. Like with many SUVs, they create a coupe version, so it becomes like a crossover. So design is enhanced. Contrasting black roof, black side mirrors, and you also get some black contrasting look on the 20-inch alloys. It is a bit of an eye catcher, especially from the back. It's pretty flat here, but I think the design of these taillights, they're really, really elegant. This little spoiler here and those fins or spoiler or what you want to call it, looks a bit like a Lamborghini. And you might ask, what is this? Does it do anything? Does it have any function? But 408 horsepower, this car, it goes rather well. So why not, design it to look a bit sportier? I think it suits it. So this C40 is electric only, not like the XC40, which you can get with some combustion engines. 75 kilowatt hours of battery, dual motor, one at the front, one at the back. The range is about 437 kilometers, 75 kilowatt hours of battery pack, 408 horsepower, 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds. So it's quick, 660 Newton meters from the bottom and up. And its top speed is limited at 180 kilometers. That's what Volvo do these days. You quickly get up to that speed in this car. There is also a front-wheel driven version with 237 horsepower, a bit cheaper, not as sporty, but a bit more efficient. You get some decent speeds at the fast charging stations, 150 kilowatts. The frunk is only 31 liters, but at least you can get your cables along on the trips. So the trunk holds 413 liters compared to the Volvo XC40, which holds 452 liters. So a bit of a compromise there due to the sleek look and the design. So one neat thing here is that you can divide this like so. So you can put some stuff here and some stuff there, and they won't fly around in the compartment. And it's a bit deep here as well. And you can tow 1,800 kilos with this car. It's very minimalistic Scandinavian design in here, like with the Polestar. And it shouts eco-friendly and vegan, because it is. There's no leather whatsoever in here. The seats, they are so-called vegan, and you get these furry bits here. Then of course it's plastic a bit everywhere, but it feels premium, I think. It's very refreshing, and the steering wheel is nice and sporty. It's almost like a Tesla wheel. It's pretty tiny, but it feels a lot better to grip. And one thing that I like as well is these buttons. They are plastic matte, not this piano polished. I don't like that really, because it gets sticky. Those, they give you a better feeling, a bit more premium there as well. The seats, they are super good actually. They're really nice to look at as well. Volvo has always been famous for doing great seats. Some models I think they're a bit too hard, but these ones, both hard and soft. So the infotainment system and the voice commanding system is among the best. It really recognizes everything you say, and it also filters out another person if he or she is mumbling in the background. So that works really, really well. This car started out with Android telephones, so if you have Android, it works extremely good. Now there is Apple CarPlay as well. The symbols are pretty small, so they're pretty thin, and you need to almost lean your head forward to see what you push at. But I think that when you're pushing it, they respond well, but they're a bit too tiny. This panoramic roof, it comes as standard. It's colorized, so it dampens the light, and you need this panoramic roof in this car because it is rather dark. The space in the back is all right. It's a bit cramped, and if you sit outside here, it's a bit narrow. The roofline here is a bit narrow. And one thing that is rather strange, because they say that this is the first electric car that they built from base. Well, it is still based on the platform from the combustion engine XC40. So you get this transmission tunnel, and you do not get that in most electric cars because the floor is flat. So this is not that good when you're sitting on each side and you bump into each other's feet. This is one of those things that I like the most about this car. You have the key in your pocket, you just step in, you put it in drive, and you go. That is very, very comfy. Every time I get into a car, I want to see how low you can sit. And in this car, you can't get any lower than this. The thresholds here, they're pretty high, so you feel sporty, but you feel like you're sitting a bit on top of it when you're driving around. Because it looks a bit sportier, then you would like to sit a bit sportier. When I picked this car up, it was set in one pedal drive, which means that you pull the throttle for throttle and you let it go and it will brake automatically. But the brake is, well, rather firm, and it isn't that very delicate, because on the very edge of letting go of the throttle, it breaks you down like you're on the brake. It got very jumpy in the beginning. I'm gonna shut that off because I don't like that. It's quick. The suspension feels really well set up. It runs very smooth, this car, over all kinds of different surfaces. It's very quiet, and the steering is very light, almost too light. I think it's due to those all-season tires. They give you less roll resistance, and that means better consumption. 21.1 kilowatt hours of claimed consumption per 100 kilometers. 408 horsepower, 660 newton meters. Overtaking is very easy. And over bumps, here comes a bump. It's very soft over the bumps. Electric cars which has stiffer suspension and which are heavy tend to give you a bit of a punch every time you run over a speed bump or any other bump. But this really floats over every speed bump. Very pleasant. And on twisty roads, this is rather fun to drive. Together with the steering, which is very light, it all is a very pleasant drive. You feel really, really relaxed when driving this car. You can set it in a sportier mode, putting the steering in a bit stiffer mode, but it doesn't really give you any more feedback. Oh no, that's not much. That's not much. But when you start pushing this car a little bit more, you feel that those tires, well, they don't grip that very well. So you would need some sportier tires, some stickier tires, because this car, I think it handles rather well together with this power that it's got. Feels a bit like the Polestar 2. Volvo's core theme has always been safety, so it's rather strange that they put on these all-season tires. They say that those all-season tires are better in the southern part of Sweden, but I don't think you should use these tires at all in Scandinavian winter. They don't have that grip which is needed, and by tearing them all year around, well, that makes it even more dangerous. And considering this car weighs up about 2.2 tons, you know, law of physics, you can't really stop it any quicker, and you need as good tires as you possibly can get. So, recommended. are some Nordic winter tires. But when you start pushing it, you can feel that the tires, they're not really there in the response. But it's quick, 408 horsepower, 660 newton meters of torque instantly. Makes up for a quick car. You need to put some pressure on the brakes to really get it to slow down because it is heavy. 2.2 tons. And something else that I find rather liberating is that there's no sport modes to fiddle about. You know, comfort mode, sport mode, eco mode. You just go. It's just one mode. And I like that. Let's see if we can turn here. The turning circle is rather good, rather good. And we accelerate away. You can have some fun in this car. And by sitting rather high, you have very good visibility. You see out very well. But you don't really see that well out the back window because it's narrow, it's small due to the sporty attributes. I find some of the Volvo seats being a bit hard, but this one it's both soft and hard at the same time, and they're very roomy. And also when you swing around the car a bit on the twisty roads, they hold you in place. Infotainment system and mostly voice commanding systems can be very, very frustrating and inaccurate when they need to listen in to what you gotta say. But this one, it is very accurate. It's very quick and it responds. Very good. How much horsepower has this car got?
Jag förstod tyvärr inte.
How many horsepowers has this Volvo C40 got?
Du måste logga in på Google-kontot för att göra det. När det är säkert att göra det kan du följa stegen i aviseringen för att logga in.
All right, heated seats. What is this?
Visa resultat för kids.
I think I need to talk Swedish with this system. Värme i säten.
Okej, sätt dig på sätesvärmaren för förarsätet.
Okay, I asked it for some heat in the seats in Swedish, and it gave me some heat in the seats, fully heated seats as well. So it's optimized for Swedish language here right now, I think. I really enjoyed the C40 Recharge Twin. Sporty, but yet very soft and quiet to drive. The easy access and just off you go effectiveness and the absence of multiple driving modes makes it really mature and straightforward. Clean in its looks, and the Scandinavian aura in its design makes it fresh and modern looking, even though some new typo and updated infotainment system would be appreciated, even though it works. Just change these all-season tires, one new set of good ones for each season, and the confidence of driving this car actively, as I think it should be driven, will increase a lot.